Today is Tuesday in the 5th week of the Lenten season, and our gospel comes from the Gospel of John. Jesus said to the Pharisees, "I am going away and you will look for me, but you will die in your sin. Where I am going, you cannot come." So the Jews said, "He is not going to kill himself, is he? Because he said, 'Where I am going, you cannot come.'" He said to them, "You belong to what is below. I belong to what is above. You belong to this world, but I do not belong to this world. That is why I told you that you will die in your sins. For if you do not believe that I am, you will die in your sins." So they said to him, "Who are you?" Jesus said to them, "What I told you from the beginning. I have much to say about you in condemnation, but the one who sent me is true, and what I heard from him I tell the world." They did not realize that he was speaking to them of the Father. So Jesus said to them, "When you lift up the Son of Man, then you will realize that I am, and that you do nothing, and that I do nothing on my own. But I say only what the Father taught me. The one who sent me is with me. He has not left me alone, because I always do what is pleasing to him." Because he spoke this way, many came to believe in him. The Gospel of the Lord. Our Gospel today again comes from the Gospel of St. John. And one of the characteristics of St. John's Gospel is that it appears that people misunderstand each other. Obviously, the Pharisees do not hear the hidden message that Jesus is trying to communicate. They remain on a surface level where Jesus is trying to talk about more spiritual things. One of the words that he uses that's very important to understand is the world. Jesus accuses the Pharisees of coming from below, being part of this world. And it's important to understand that while God loved the world so much that he gave his only Son to save it, there is another world, a world that belongs to the Prince of Darkness, a world that is governed by a desire for wealth, fame, a desire for power. And it's this world that Jesus is speaking of and calling us to see the world in a different way. We are told that Jesus would be lifted up, and that as he is lifted up, we will recognize in him the Son that the Father sent to redeem the world. As we approach the crucifix on Good Friday and reverence it, we call to mind this passage, that we are to look upon the cross to see one who has been pierced out of love for us, and to be able to turn our hearts away from this world to what is above, to the Son who was lifted up for our salvation.